Well, hi guys, thanks for tuning in again. Today, I'm going to show you how to replace the gear cable in a SRAM Gripshift Max shifter. I'm not going to be working through the rear derailleur and how to attach all of that and set up the gears, but there is a link in the description to a video I've already done of that. This is purely to remove the cable, to find the end, get it out, sort everything out to bung a new one in. Now we're working on the right-hand shifter, which operates the rear derailleur, but the process is exactly the same for the left shifter that works on the front derailleur. The first thing you're going to want to do is to remove or loosen the cable at the derailleur end. Now in my case, I'm using a 9mm wrench, sometimes a spanner. It might be actually yours is a hex or Allen key nut that you've got to loosen. Either way, get that cable loosened. Then you can get some cable cutters and cut the inner cable as close as you can to the outer cable. That means then when you pull the old cable through, you're not going to be pulling an old rusty and probably dirty cable through to get contaminants stuck inside the outer cable. Once you've done that, you're ready for the main bit of business, which is to pull the old cable through the shifter. Now in this case, we're going to take things down to the lowest sprocket, which is the highest gear. You're going to pull back the rubber just here, and there's the end of your cable. Now because you've already cut your cable, you can pull your outer cable away slightly. I know this is out of focus, but bear with. And if you just push the inner cable, out it comes. Look at that. We can then pop this outer cable back in, grab this, pull it through. This is why we cut the cable as close to the outer as possible, so you don't pull all the gunk through the shifter. Once that's done, you're then ready to put the new, the new cable in. Is exactly the same as before, a complete reversal of what we've just done. There's a little hole just in here. You'll know you found it because the cable will go in. Now, there are two potential issues here. The first is that the cable will get jammed around about here and it won't bend through and come out. The other issue is that it might get stuck on the outside of the outer cable's cap here and suggest that it's not going to go all the way. So, if you give it a push, one or the other will happen. This is still moving, so I think, you know, there we go, it's already come through. But I'm going to do this in one take, this video. I'm going to just spin the camera around a little bit. Excuse the clonks and noises. Let's bring this down a tad too. This is your access panel. Really easy to get hold of. You just need to get yourself a pick or a thin bladed screwdriver. Just pull this cover back and there's an access panel for you to find the cable. In the unlikely event that the cable actually doesn't go where it should, it could pop out like that, in which case you can grab the end and you can help it on its way through where it's meant to go. And in terms of putting this back on, I always put the bottom part in first, give it a bit of a push, and then everything goes back. Right, let's go back to where we were. There we go. What you're going to do is you're going to grab the cable down this end where my finger is once the cable's come through. So we're just going to start pushing the cable. Forgive it being out of focus. There we go. And again, it might get stuck at this point where there's a bit of a kink. In fact, that's exactly what's happened for me. So I'm just going to pull that through. There we go. And then it's a case of pulling and pushing at either end, pulling here and pushing at the shifter end. And we're going to do it all the way until the end of the cable nipple, meets the rubber point where it went in. So let's put it back up to here. There we go. And you'll see it stuck in the rubber. By giving a bit of a further pull, I'll do it in camera shot so you can see, that is going to go in nicely. There we go. Now, in the process of you attaching the cable to the derailleur end, it could well be that there is some resistance here and there and you end up pushing this back through. So when you're at the point of sorting out your derailleur end and setting up your gears, just make sure this is completely housed in its place, it's properly secured in place. Otherwise, it will mess your gears up when it comes to changing gear. Anyway, we're in business now. In terms of setting it all up for the derailleur, as I say, you can look at my other videos, but you're going to want to course the cable all the way down the frame, under the bottom bracket area. If it's inside the frame, then you need to deal with that as well. Out the other side, and then you can get set up. As I say, I've got another video for that you can look at, but whether it's the right shifter or the left shifter, They are both exactly the same. This is how you replace the gear cable in a SRAM Gripshift Max shifter. And we are job done. Thanks as ever for tuning in. Please do like and subscribe. That will motivate me to upload more videos. And I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.